Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are gonna see, what if, Naruto x Haku x Tayuya and Yugito, part 2, hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start please subscribe to our channel and like this video. And I do not own this fanfic, also make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, Hakureisaiga, and support him for writing this awesome fanfic, link is in the description. So let's get into the video. The woman known as Anko Mitarashi looked over the genin and turned to Ibiki. You passed 26 teams, Ibiki. Are you losing your touch? Ibiki replied, you are early, Anko, and no, I am not losing my touch. It seems that we have an interesting bunch this time. Anko said, oh, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, my test will cut them in half. Now move. The genin filed out of the room to follow the lady, who seemed to be scarier than the last one. After the genin left to follow Anko to the next location, Ibiki began to pick up the papers on the desks until he came up to one with a note addressed to him. Ibiki, I would like to inform you that Kabuto Yakushi is in league with S-rank criminal Orochimaru. He seems to know a lot of classified information, including the one that was involved with the capture of traitor Mizuki Taoji. I plan on pursuing him in the exams, or most likely he will try to find me. I need you to report this to the Hokage and have him send Anbu while I will stall Kabuto. I will use the Kyuubi's chakra as a beacon to help them find our location. Naruto Oozumaki. Ibiki immediately performed a shunshin to the Hokage's office to report this urgent matter to him. Forest of Death. This ground here, kiddies, is training ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. Why is it named that? Well, you all will soon know the meaning of the name. Anko said. Naruto replied, it doesn't look like much to me. Anko looked at him, and the Jinchuriki noticed the evil glint in her eye. She threw a kunai at Naruto, who deflected it with Oathkeeper in hand. Then Anko came up behind him and said, young ones like you have a tendency to die first. She cut his cheek only for Naruto to disappear. Anko felt the cold steel of Oathkeeper against her neck as Naruto said, rule number 13. Always be ready for unexpected surprises. Sasuke thought, so fast he is almost as fast as that Lee kid. He is definitely stronger than before. Hinata thought, sugoi, Naruto-kun. Hiba growled as he thought, so what? He will never be able to beat me, he is still a dope. Then I will take Hinata away from you and force her to have my pups after I humiliate you, showing her the flaws that you have. Anko said after Naruto stepped back and withdrew his weapon from her jugular, well, here is the test. There is a tower in the middle of this forest. Your objective is to reach the tower with these two scrolls. She pulled out a white and black scroll, each adorned with the kanji for heaven on the white and earth on the black. The Takubetsu Jonin continued, your team will receive one of these scrolls. Half is earth and the other receives heaven, you will have to battle each other to get the scroll that you need. The rules are that you must come to the tower within the period of 5 days, you must have your entire team with you to get into the tower. If one of your team members is dead or incapacitated, your team is disqualified. The last rule is that you must never open the scroll under all circumstances. If you do, well, let's just say that bad things will happen. Now everyone that wants to continue must sign these death waiver forms, meaning if you just so happen to die. I am not responsible for your death. We will have a 15-minute break for you to discuss with your team. The genin scattered to their teams to sign their forms. Naruto signed his instantly and began to search for Kabuto. He found him over by one of the who was giving them the scrolls. He is not backing out, which means he is going to try and kill me. His teammates might not know about his loyalty or they are in league with him, so I have to be careful. He thought to himself. Kyuubi said, just make sure you kill him. With this Kabuto character out of the way, Orochimaru can no longer heal himself since the traitor is probably his personal medic boy toy. Naruto said, Kyuubi, I would appreciate it if you didn't put that mental image in my mind. That is even worse than what Kakashi described with Guy and Lee. Kyuubi said, good point. So the teams all went to get a scroll and Naruto got his scroll and gave Sasuke a duplicate. Something in his gut told him that giving the scroll to Sasuke was a bad idea. After all the teams got their scrolls, they approached their gates and when Anko gave them the signal to start, they rushed through. Naruto immediately made a Kage Bunshin discreetly and sent it away. Naruto Kage Bunshin. The clone crouched on a branch to find an unsuspected AIM team. The clone smirked as he took out 2 kunai in his hand and jumped down on 2 of the AIM nin, killing them by stabbing the ninjas' necks. The last one tried to run, but he was put in a false death state with 2 before he could get any further. He searched the ninja's inventory to find an earth scroll, kunai, shuriken, blank scrolls, and a summoning contract for dragons. Dragons, I think I will hold on to this. Naruto thought. He quickly stuffed it into his pouch and moved toward his original self's position. Naruto the original instantly got the nerves that somebody was coming and opened his mouth to speak until a strong wind pushed him away, leaving Sasuke and Sakura alone. He crashed into a tree a few feet away from his team to find a large snake in front of him. Orochimaru has been feeding you well. Naruto commented as he took out Oblivion. The snake hissed as it coiled back and struck at Naruto. The Jinchuriki waited and jumped at the last second onto its head, and then he took Oblivion and stabbed the snake's head. It thrashed and flipped for a few minutes until it went limp and disappeared into smoke. It seems Orochimaru is here. Naruto mused, and then he heard whistling and used his Nadachi to block the incoming shuriken. He looked up to see Kabuto and his team. I am assuming Orochimaru sent you three to kill me, huh? The Jinchuriki said. Kabuto said, you know too much, Naruto-kun. I can't have you interfering with Orochimaru-sama's plans. Naruto said, what? Plans for the sex positions you two are going to try tonight. Enlighten me. Kabuto narrowed his eyes. His grand plan is to raise Konoha into the ground with his new army. Naruto said, you mean Odo, that country is new and hardly has any ninja. Which means that you have an ally to help Orochimaru with his plans, and it would be someone that we would least expect. Suna, our ally since Cloud is independent, Iwa is cautious about us, and AIM doesn't give a shit about us. Am I correct? Kabuto said, you are very smart, Naruto-kun. We could use you in our cause. Naruto said, sorry, I prefer to have free will, which is something that doesn't have to be in Odo. Kabuto said, please, you are a Jinchuriki. Everyone hates your guts and has beaten you since you were young. You think that there are people here that accept you? Naruto replied, yes, there are a few. If they don't like me at all, so be it. I don't give a damn about what they say because, as long as there are people that I know care about me, I will protect this village to my last breath. Kabuto said, then this is the end. Yoroi, go. Yoroi attacked Naruto, who backflipped and dodged his punch. Yoroi suddenly did hand signs, and his hands were covered with chakra. Does he know about medicine too? Naruto thought to himself. Yoroi ran at him, trying to hit him with his chakra-infused fist, but the Jinchuriki dodged him. Finally Naruto grabbed his forearm and broke in with a single swing and then cut off Yoroi's other arm. Yoroi screamed in pain, but Naruto silenced him by bringing his sword down on Yorki's head. The Jinchuriki flicked off blood from Oblivion and Kyuubi shouted, Kit, behind you. Naruto turned to see Mitsumi behind him and caught his forearm, but the weird thing was that Mitsumi's arm bent around his own and Mitsumi caught him in a chokehold. Mitsumi cracked his neck and Naruto disappeared in a puff of smoke. Mitsumi said, what? Suddenly a sword burst from his chest and Mitsumi gasped in pain. How did you? Naruto said, I used Kage Bunshin earlier since I sensed you three watching me in case the snake didn't eat me. Then I Kawarimi with it when your arm twisted around mine. Goodbye, traitor. Naruto twisted the sword to make the hole bigger and Mitsumi died before he hit the ground. The Jinchuriki said, pointing his sword at Kabuto, it is your turn, Kabuto. Kabuto said, please, you can't defeat me, I may be a genius, but I am on par with your sensei Kakashi in power. Naruto said, rule number 3. Never underestimate your opponent. Kabuto did hand signs and chakra covered his hands, which Naruto took out Oathkeeper and moved into a stance. Kabuto charged at him, striking at Naruto's head, but the Jinchuriki jumped back while swinging Oathkeeper at Kabuto's face. Kabuto moved back to avoid the strike by a slim margin and retaliated with a strike on his own. His hand was able to touch Naruto's bicep and Naruto recoiled back, his arm became limp. Damn it, he cut the muscle. Kyuubi. Kyuubi said, I am working on it, it will be up and running in 7 minutes. In the meantime, try to kill that motherfucker. Naruto thought, working on it, Kabuto's strong. Naruto used the time to dodge Kabuto's attacks with his chakra scalpels and kunai'd him. Thus give up, Naruto-kun. You are nothing to Orochimaru me. Kabuto said. The Jinchuriki said, coming from the submissive one who plays doctor with his master is a lot. Orochimaru must have you on a long leash to speak of him so highly. Kabuto said, do not speak of Orochimaru-sama like that. He is a great leader. Naruto replied, sure, if he was a great leader, then why isn't he? Oh, I know, because he is a complete sociopath. I mean, sure, he was a great scientist and all, but using people for painful experiments, and most of them were comrades. I rather go to Iwa than serve under his gay ass. Kabuto bristled in anger, I am warning you, Uzumaki. Naruto said, aw, you're mad, what are you going to do to me? You are nothing but a submissive bitch to Orochimaru. You actually think that he cares? Please, you are alive because of your skills, and when your time runs out, he will discard you and find a new boy toy to play with. It is just that simple, Kabuto theme. Kabuto roared, I am definitely going to enjoy carving your heart out piece by piece. Naruto felt the feeling in his arm and sheathed his swords as he called on the Kyuubi's chakra, making the demon fox's cloaks around his entire body. Come and try, snake bitch. Kabuto attacked him while Naruto just stood there, and when Kabuto's hand entered the chakra, his hand began to burn. Kabuto tried to move back, but Naruto grabbed his hand. you fool, since you know that I am a Jinchuriki.yo you should also know that the Kyuubi's chakra is fatal to anybody but me. Now you die here, this is for all the people you helped Orochimaru kill, and now let's see how you like your chakra network being tampered with. Naruto sent the blood pouring into Kabuto's system, making the medic scream in pain as the network was destroyed. Kabuto struggled, but he was in too much pain, and his Inushimetsu was not working fast enough to repair the damage. Kabuto passed out from the pain, and Naruto let him go. Kyuubi said, "We should kill him." Naruto replied, "Now if we do that, then we will never know where Orochimaru is or what he plans to do at all. He is useless now, and he will either have to tell us everything or be killed by Orochimaru." He made a cage bunshin to watch the unconscious Kabuto until the Anbu came to pick the Odo spy up. Then he saw the cage bunshin that had cornered the AIM ninja and asked, "You got the scroll?" "Naturally," the clone said as he passed the dragon contract and the scroll. "What the hell is a summoning contract doing here?" Naruto asked himself. The clone said, "I don't know, but don't question what life gives you, just go with the flow." The clone dispelled and Naruto instantly got its memories of the bout with the AIM nin. Then he strode off to find his teammates. Sasuke and Sakura the Uchiha and his fangirl were currently engaged with a tall woman hailed from Kusa. She first tried to impersonate Naruto, but Sasuke saw that her henge was off because Oathkeeper and Oblivion were not on her back. Then she used killing intent to freeze them into place, but Sasuke stabbed himself to overcome his frozen state and was currently running away along with Sakura. The Kunoichi summoned a snake to chase and eat them both alive. Sasuke thought, "This girl is not a genin, she is a monster. We need to get away." The snake came closer and closer as it opened its maw only to eat a barrage of kunai and ice. "No eating teammates, it is bad for your health," Naruto said with his arms crossed. Sakura shouted, "Naruto, we have to get out of here before we get killed." Naruto ignored her cry and said, "Orochimaru, can someday you choose a freaking gender and stick with it please? It is highly troublesome to call you a he, she or he she at different points." Orochimaru said, "You are supposed to be dead." Naruto said, "And yet I am not your subordinate." It was hard to beat, especially Kabuto. He was a tricky one, I had to practically make him a vegetable to defeat him. Orochimaru said, "That is impossible." Naruto said, "Nothing is impossible when it comes to a ninja." The snake Sannin said, "I am going to kill you, Naruto Uzumaki." Naruto said, "No doubt you can, but you would blow your cover and the Anbu, who happen to be near our location, would find you. You have two options. One, you can retreat seeing that we can't defeat you by ourselves, or two, you can stay here and kill us only to have dozens of Anbu on your ass." Orochimaru growled and said, "How about option 3? Before Naruto could react, Orochimaru shouted, "Futon. Tatapa." The blast hit Naruto away and Orochimaru appeared behind Sasuke to bite him on the neck. Soon a symbol of 3 times similar to the Sharingans appeared and Sasuke knelt down, screaming in pain. Orochimaru leapt away and Sakura shouted, "You freak. What did you do to Sasuke-kun?" The Sannin answered with an evil laugh, "I gave Sasuke a farewell gift. A gift of power. With it, he will come to me and seek me out for power that he so craves to destroy his brother." But that, Orochimaru left by sinking slowly into the ground. Naruto burst back in to see Orochimaru's head disappear. Kyuubi said, "Kit, we could have killed him when we had the chance." Naruto said, "Fighting Kabuto's team was hard enough and I don't have enough strength to defeat Orochimaru in my current state, even with your chakra. I am sure he has a way to suppress a Jinchuriki's seal if he ever came across such a person. If that would have happened, I would have been screwed and we both would have died. I am sure that you don't want that as much as I do." Kyuubi said, "You have a point. Fine, Kit, I will tolerate this just once. Once." Naruto thought, "Thanks." He turned to Sakura, who was caring for a passed out Sasuke. "Sakura, come on, we can't stay here. Other teams might try to come and take our scrolls. We have to move to the tower now." Sakura nodded and Naruto made a cage bunshin to carry Sasuke as the two moved toward the tower. A few hours later Naruto entered the tower with Sakura trailing behind him and Sasuke over his left shoulder. He walked towards the center of the large room, having noticed the large unwound scroll on the wall. Naruto read the words out loud as Sakura listened. "If you do not have heaven, go to gain knowledge and wisdom. If you do not possess earth, go to train in the fields and gain strength. If you open both scrolls of heaven and earth, dangerous paths turn into safe ones. This is the secret of X. It will lead you on your way. Sandame Hokage. Sakura was confused by the riddle. "What does it mean?" Naruto replied, "I think heaven represents your mind and earth represents the body. If you are like Shikamaru, who has heaven, then he has got to train his ass off. If you are like Kiba, then you have to learn to study at the library. When you have both heaven and earth, nothing can stand in your way. We better open the scrolls now." Naruto pulled out both of the scrolls contemplatively and handed one of the scrolls to her. Naruto and Sakura opened the scrolls in unison. Glancing at the contents, Naruto's eyes widened. It was a complicated set of seals. In the center was the kanji for human or person. Sakura came to the same conclusion as Naruto, and they both threw the scrolls on the ground, forming an X shape. The center of the X shape started to bulge. It burst in a puff of smoke that clouded the genin's vision. The only thing they could see was a dark silhouette in the smoke, and so Naruto and Sakura tensed. Naruto was surprised, as the silhouette that appeared inside the smoke was familiar. As the smoke cleared, the two relaxed. They were relieved to see that it wasn't an enemy. In fact, it was the direct opposite of their enemy. "What are you doing here, Iruka-sensei?" Sakura asked, as Naruto gave off a wide smile. Iruka was about to answer when he saw the unconscious form of Sasuke. He frowned, but spoke anyway. "I'm here to congratulate you on completing the second exam. You still have a few days till the second exam ends, so you can relax in one of the unoccupied rooms until the second exam is over." Iruka disappeared as Naruto headed towards the waiting area, carrying Sasuke on his shoulder. As they got to the designated area, Naruto saw that the sand team was there along with Team 8 and set off to a clear side with Sasuke, propping the unconscious genin against a wall a few feet away. After taking a quick inventory check, Naruto dozed off for a nap. 5 days had passed, and soon the remaining teams were escorted into an arena. Anko announced, "First of all, I would like to congratulate you all for passing the exam." Then she thought, to think that 21 passed out of all 78 participants. "Well, I did say that it will be cut in half, but I was expecting single digits." Jonin stared at Genin, and Naruto shifted his eyes around the room. He noticed that a Taki team made it along with a Rookie 9 and the mysterious Una team. It seems that the strong people have survived this round. And I see that Orochimaru is here as well. I can't do anything here without putting everyone in danger. Naruto thought to himself. Anko said, "Now we will let Hokage-sama explain the third test." "Hokage-sama, if you please." Sarutobi nodded, "Thank you, Anko. First, I personally congratulate you on passing the second part of this exam. Before we begin, I would like to inform you about the true reason for this exam." The genin perked up at the Hokage's words. "True reason?" Sakura thought. "Why do we have all the allied countries taking the exam together?" Sarutobi asked rhetorically, "To promote friendship among the countries, to raise the level of shinobi." Please don't be confused with these sugar-coated words. This exam is, Tenten thought, as Sarutobi continued, is a technical war between the allied countries. All the genin except Gaara, Shino, and Kabuto's team were shocked. "Wait, just what does that mean?" Tenten said. Sarutobi mused, "If we were to go back in time, the allied countries were all enemies. To preserve peace, the Chunin exam selection was born to solve the problem." Hiba shouted, "Why the hell do we have to do that shit? Is this for deciding?" Sarutobi answered, "Yes, that is correct, but also this exam has another side. You are risking your own lives to fight for your respected village's prestige. The ones watching the exam will be leaders and influential individuals, also each daimyo will be there to watch you fight. If you are considered weak, the country will lose clients, and vice versa. It also sends a political message to other countries to show their strength." Lee shouted, "But why do we have to risk our lives in battle?" Sarutobi replied, "The strength of the country relies on the strength of the village. In turn, the strength of the village lies within the strength of the shinobi, and the strength of the shinobi is at its peak when in danger. It is to show off your own strength, which only has meaning when your life is at risk. That's why those who came before you have fought in the Chunin exam for this dream that is meaningful." Tenten said, "But why do you say stuff about this exam being for friendship?" The Hokage said, "Like I said, I don't want you to confuse this purpose. By losing life and establishing balance, this is the shape of friendship in the world of the shinobi. Now before we begin the third test, I will tell you one more thing. This is not just a test. This is a battle with your dreams and your country's prestige on the line." Gaara said, "Can you hurry up and tell us what this life-risking battle entails?" The Hokage said, "Hi, I'd like to explain the third test now," but then a sickly-looking person interrupted, "Actually, cough, I would like you to allow me, Gekko Hate, as a referee." Sarutobi said, "By all means, Hate-san." Hate got up from his kneeling position and turned to the genin. "Hi everyone, I am Hate, and there is something that I would like you to do before the third test." Naruto looked at him with a raised eyebrow. "What the hell? This dude looks so sick, but I am guessing that he is using that look for people to underestimate him." Hate said, "It's a preliminary for the third test to decide who gets to participate in the main event." Sakura said softly, "Preliminaries." Shikamaru shouted, "Preliminaries? The hell does that mean?" Hate coughed, "Simple, there are too many of you since the first, and the second test has been way too easy for you guys. According to the rules, we must have a preliminary and reduce the number of the participants. As Hokage-sama said, there are many guests here, so the fights will take too long. If those of you feel like quitting may do so now." One of the Taki nin raised his hand. I need to quit, my leg is broken and I just came here to help my team pass. Heiei said, your name? The boy answered, Genji Kishimo. Heiei checked off his name and nodded to Genji. Genji nodded to his teammates, Natsumi, Akito. Natsumi nodded and Akito scoffed as he whispered, I don't need luck. Genji hobbled away from the arena as Heiei scratched off his name. Sasuke watched as he passed the other students and thought, he looks like a weakling anyway. Heiei said, so no more retiring. Nobody moved from their positions and then the Jonin said, okay, then let's continue the preliminaries. This preliminary will consist of one-on-one fighting, you will basically fight as if you are in a real-life confrontation. Since we now have an even number, we will conduct 10 matches and obviously the winners will proceed to the third test. Rules: there are no rules, the fight continues until one of you is dead, unconscious, or I declare the winner of the match and the object that controls your destiny is. Enko muttered in her mic, open it. The wooden panel opened up to reveal an electric scoreboard. Now let's announce the first match. Heiei said with a cough. The scoreboard began to flash through names as the genin looked on in anticipation. Suddenly the scoreboard stopped on 2 names. Uchiha Sasuke vs Akito. Sasuke said, HMPH, already the best is always first anyway. Naruto replied, don't get cocky, Sasuke. Sasuke retorted, whatever, dope. Just be sure to give me those swords of yours when you lose against me. Naruto replied, over my dead body. Heiei said, now will the 2 entrants step forward as the rest go upstairs to the balcony. Naruto went to stand beside Hinata and she blushed as he smiled at her, making the Inuzuka growl slowly. Sasuke and Akito faced each other as Heiei said, the 2 participants in the first match are Sasuke Uchiha and Akito of Taki, are you ready? Sasuke said, yeah. Akito said, let's go so I can kick this guy's ass. Natsumi thought, Akito, don't underestimate him. Even though you are the son of a noble in Taki, it doesn't mean that you are invincible. Heiei said, fight. And since no one cares about the damn Uchiha or his skills, let's just say that he won and move on. Next match is Shino Aburam vs Aku Apumi. Heiei said. The screen flashed to have Shino Aburam vs Aku Apumi. Who the hell is this loser? The idiot said. Shino looked at Aku and said nothing as he walked downstairs. Hinata asked, do you think that he will be okay? Naruto said, don't worry, Shino may be quiet, but he is strong. I doubt that the sound guy could beat him. Heiei said, begin. Zaku attacked first by running close range, hoping to end it quickly. Shino brought up his arm to block his attack and Zaku said, idiot. Zankyu. Zaku opened his hand to reveal air holes implanted in his arms and shot a sound wave, blasting Shino off his feet and to the ground. Heh, he is done. Shino got up, are you sure about that? Zaku said, TCH this time I will get you for sure. Zank. Shino interrupted, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Zaku said, what the hell are you talking about? Then he heard a soft clicking sound and looked behind him to see a horde of bugs converging on his position. Shino said, the way I see it, you have 3 choices. The first one is that if you attack me, my bugs will attack you and devour your chakra. The second is if you attack my bugs, then I will have the opportunity to attack you. The third, which should be the smart choice for you, is to give up and you will be able to walk away from this without going to the hospital. Zaku said, it would be wise not to underestimate me, you forget. Zaku turned to his side and aimed his arms at Shino and the bugs. You forget that I have 2 arms. I will blast you and your stupid bugs away. Zaku's arms suddenly imploded from the inside and the Odo ninja screamed in pain, but how were my arms? Then he saw bugs crawling from his air holes. Shino said, you think I would just let you hit me like that? I sent some bugs silently onto your body when you hit me and the rest were able to get to your arms when I stalled for time. Zaku said, you bastard. Shino ran at him and sent his opponent a devastating punch to the face. Zaku spun briefly before falling on his face. Heiei said, okay, now the third match will be Sabaku no Kankuro vs Natsumi. Kankuro said, HMPH, this should be fun. Natsumi's face grew serious as she tightened her hand in a pair of black gloves. There was a strange marking on the palm etched into it. Naruto thought, what is the marking? That looks dangerous. Heiei said, the third match between Natsumi of Taki and Sabaku no Kankuro will commence. Fight. Kankuro came at Natsumi and threw a punch at Natsumi's head. She caught it and whispered, burning touch. Immediately fire erupted from her hand and spread it along Kankuro's body. The bundle fell down and Natsumi moved forward to hover her hand over it. I know that you are in there, give up or I will have to burn you. She said in monotone. Suddenly a muffled voice said, I give up. Heiei confirmed it as Kankuro unraveled the white tape around his body and said, winner. Natsumi of Taki. Naruto thought, interesting, there were no hand signs that she used against Kankuro. Is it a bloodline or the gloves act like a limiter? Itsumi thought, man, I can't believe that I have to do this as a side mission too. She thought back to the day that she was given the mission. Nitsumi, since your team is the only one able to go to the exams, I need you to do an undercover mission with the utmost discretion. I want you to get the seat of the Uchiha clan in your body. That way, we, Tokigaku, will be able to emerge as a great country. Nitsumi shook her head at the thought, why me? The boy is an arrogant prick just like Akito, and I don't even like him at all either. Height said, the fourth match will be Sabaku no Tamari vs Tenten Higurashi. Naruto looked at Tenten, who smirked at him. The Jinchuriki mouthed, don't lose. Tenten smiled and mouthed back, I won't. She walked down the stairs to face Tamari, who was wearing a confident smirk on her face. Are the contestants ready? Both of the real Kunoichis nodded in confirmation, and Height chopped down his hand, begin. Tenten and Tamari both jumped back to get some distance between each other. The weapons mistress threw kunai at the wind mistress, but Tamari gathered wind nature chakra to block the kunai away from her. Tenten said, what? But that attack was right on. Naruto thought Tamari was a wind mistress. This is bad for you, Tenten. If you don't find some way to get around that, you will lose this match. Tamari unclasped her fan and opened it up to reveal a purple moon on the fan. This is the first moon, girl. When you see all three, the match will be over. Tenten gritted her teeth as she racked her brain, how is she doing that? She is not using any hand signs or anything, but yet my attacks can get through. Tenten ran at Tamari and threw kunai in all directions as she thought, this should work. But again the attack failed and Tamari swung her fan to blow back Tenten and her weapons. You are on the second moon, sister. This is your last chance. Tamari said with a smirk. Tenten unclasped the two scrolls on her hips and Lee said quietly, Tenten, you are not thinking of using that technique, aren't you? Tenten thought, I have no choice, this move should be able to pierce that wind of hers. I can't lose here, there is someone that I want to fight here. Tenten placed the two scrolls apart from each other and bit her thumb, drawing blood. As assure you. She shouted. The two scrolls burst and twirled around Tenten, she flew up and levitated in the middle. She grabbed one of the scrolls in the air and began to flip them around until the scroll unfurled around her. Then she swiped her blood on the markings, making various weapons pop out in existence. Then Tenten threw the weapons one by one at Tamari, who swung her fan to make the weapons blow off course and stab her fall on the ground around her. Tenten smirked and brought her hands back to her body, and to everyone's surprise, the weapons came back to her. Bakashi said, very clever, she used wires to attack the clever girl with the weapons that guy got. Tamari said, it's over, the third moon has revealed itself, you lose, Tenten Higurashi. Tamari swung her fan while shouting, Ninpu. Kamitachi no Jutsu. The weapons were blown back once again, and Tenten was trapped in a wind cyclone, where she was slashed up by invisible blades of wind. Tenten fell to the ground, but Tamari caught her in her arms before she fell to the ground. Lee jumped down to get her, and Tamari gave her to him. Lee gave Tamari a soft smile, as if he was saying thank you. Winner. Sabaku no Tamari. Next match is between Hirono Sakura and Yamanaka Ino. Naruto frowned as the match started because it was a shouting match first, then a little brawling, and finally a pitiful double knockout strike to the head. Naruto shook his head in disappointment as Kakashi and Ino's sensei Asuma Sarutobi took both of them to the balcony. Height said, we will take a break now. Boys' bathroom. Naruto did his business and began to wash his hands under the sink. Then he turned off the water faucet and, as he moved toward the door, he saw Kiba looking at him. What? Naruto said. Stay away from Hinata-chan, dead last. She is mine. Kiba said. Naruto said, excuse me? Are you talking to me? I am the only one here, so you must be talking to me. Kiba glared at him, Hinata is my girl, and I will not tolerate you coming on to her, so you better leave her alone. Naruto said, first off, Kiba, Hinata-hime is not property that you can come to and say that you claim. She is not one of your pets, she is a human being with choice and free will. If she wants to choose you, then that is it, but I don't see you going on with her either. Therefore I can hang out with Hinata-hime if I want to, so don't try to piss me off now. The Jinchuriki strode past Kiba, who grabbed his shoulder and growled, if you get me, as your opponent, I will run you through the ground until there is nothing left. Naruto grabbed his hand and twisted it to the side, making Kiba lean with it in pain. Don't threaten me, Inyazuka. I don't want to cause trouble here, but you are making it very hard not to back off. Naruto stalked off with Kiba nursing his wrist while he glared at Naruto. As Naruto came out, Sasuke came over and said, you might as well give me your swords now and save face. The Jinchuriki said, Sasuke, I have no time to deal with you now, let me pass because there will be a cold day in hell before I give you these swords. Naruto walked past him and Sasuke made a grab from Oblivion's hilt. Suddenly dark lightning struck at the Uchiha's hand, making Sasuke grimace in pain as he cradled his smoking hand. I told you the swords will not choose any person filled with greed or your hand will burn off. Naruto said coldly as he walked back to the arena. Kakashi looked at Naruto, who had an agitated look on his face, and Sasuke, who was glaring at Naruto and nursing his burned hand. Sakura asked, Sasuke-kun, what happened to you? She noticed her crush glaring at Naruto and started to yell, Naruto baka, what did you do to Sasuke-kun? Apologize right. Naruto's head turned slowly to meet Sakura's jade eyes, and her eyes became fearful as his blue-slitted eyes looked at her. Sakura shut up and left me alone. I am not in the damn mood for your shrieking or your goddamn concern about Uchiha team. Instead of worrying about yourself and how pathetic your match was, you are concerned about Uchiha. You are weak and we all know it hell, even Hinata can kick your damn fangirl ass. So when you grow some balls and become a real kunoichi, then you worry about others and talk to me. Otherwise, take your make me apologize to Sasuke team rant and shove up your ass. Sakura was speechless and fearful of the coldness in Naruto's eyes. Everyone except Team 9, Natsumi, and Team Suna, especially Hinata, was surprised at Naruto's harsh reprimand. The rookies knew that Naruto liked Sakura and was always pestering her for a date. Hinata's heart leaped in bounds, seeing that Naruto's heart was free and now she had a greater chance of winning his heart. Height strode in and said, now the sixth match. The scoreboard flashed through the remaining names and landed on two names, Naruto Uzumaki vs Kiba Inuzuka. Kiba smirked at it and said, Akamaru, we got this one in the bag. Akamaru gave him a bark to reassure Kiba, but Akamaru inwardly knew that Kiba was going to get his ass kicked badly. Naruto said nothing as he jumped down to the arena while Kiba ran toward the stairs. The Inuzuka in his excitement tripped and fell down the rest of the stairs with a resounding thump. Naruto closed one eye as if he felt the last hit. Shino whispered, not a nice entrance there, Kiba. Kurenai sighed, this match is over. Naruto can't win against Kiba's speed. Hinata was torn on who to cheer for, her teammate or her crush. Naruto Uzumaki and Kiba Inuzuka, are the contestants ready? The swordsman Jonin asked. Both of the boys and dog nodded in agreement and then Height shouted, begin. The two stood there for a moment and Kiba said, you are not getting Hinata. Naruto said, Kiba, I told you before, it is Hinata's choice to decide. I am not going to fight you over this because you are jealous. Kiba said, I don't care, Hinata is my woman. The Jinchuriki replied, last time I checked, there is not an engagement ring on her finger and there is no brand on her that says property of Kiba Inuzuka. When that happens, then come and talk to me. Kiba said, it doesn't matter, once I beat you, Hinata-chan will see what a loser you are and then she will go out with me. Yep, definitely Naruto was Hinata's thought. Naruto said, if you are going to fight me over this, then fighting you is pointless, Kiba. Kiba said, taunting him, bullshit, you are just scared that I will beat you, but fine, be a coward. It will be fun making her my bitch. Kurenai thought, okay, that is it, Kiba. Forget what I thought earlier. Naruto, you better kick his ass now, I don't care if he is my student. Once that happens, I think I will be having a long talk with Tsum-sama and Hana-san. Naruto stiffened and said, I know you didn't just say what the hell I think you said. You want to run that by me again? Kiba grinned stupidly and repeated, I said I will enjoy making Hinata mine. Naruto said, that is what I thought you said. He made a sealess cage bunshin and gave him Oathkeeper and Oblivion, give those to Kurenai-sensei please. The clone nodded and jumped up, giving them to the Kunoichi. To Sasuke's anger and surprise, the swords didn't react to her at all. Naruto moved into the raging torrent stance with his left and right fist in a boxing style and his legs spread out. You just made a big mistake, Kiba, a very big mistake. Naruto stared at Akamaru and pointed, go. Akamaru was scared out of his wits and looked at Kiba as if he said, the hell I am staying with you, you idiot. I am not getting killed for your stupidity. Kiba said, Akamaru. What did you do to him? Naruto said, I had to put killing intent on him so he would get out of the way. I am not going to hurt an innocent dog because his owner is stupid. Kiba growled, it doesn't matter, I don't need him to beat your ass. Inuzuka crouched as he flipped through hand signs, Ninpu. Shikyaku no Jutsu. Chakra covered Kiba's body and made him more feral than normal. Then the Inuzuka charged at him and tried to elbow him, but Naruto caught the blow in his hand and backhanded Kiba in the face. Next, Naruto gave him a palm heel strike to the chin, then kicked him in the stomach, making Kiba stumble backwards. The Jinchuriki gave him a right cross, then a left hook, a roundhouse kick, and grabbed his hood. Kiba was wildly thrashing, trying to get out of Naruto's hold as the ice user used his elbows to hit him in the head hard. Naruto then took his arms of the Inuzuka and pulled them upwards, making Kiba cry out in pain, and the Jinchuriki kicked him squarely in the chest, ripping the jacket by its sleeves. Naruto grabbed him again to try and throw him, but Kiba pushed him off and Naruto got back into his stance. Kiba wiped blood that was running from his mouth and Naruto taunted, come on, Kiba, I thought you were going to kick my ass and show Hinata who was the loser. Kiba growled as he took a soldier pill that hyped his senses up to a degree. Kiba sped toward Naruto, and Naruto had to try to dodge Kiba's strikes. Naruto thought, I better release my weights now. Kiba grabbed Naruto and threw him towards the hand statue. Naruto righted himself and planted chakra to his feet to stick to the statue, and then he knelt down to take off his weights and threw them down. Kakashi thought he was wearing weights. The weights crashed down, making craters in the floor, and Naruto bounced on his toes before he stood to look at Kiba. The Inyazuka ran up to Naruto and threw a punch at Naruto, but the Jinchuriki ducked and dealt him an uppercut. Inyazuka lifted off, but Naruto grabbed his leg and smashed him against the wall, then he threw up in the air. Naruto jumped up and shouted, time for your ass to be smashed thoroughly by the Stardust Blaze. Suddenly Naruto's hands were covered with a mixture of fire and ice, and he began to punch the hell out of Kiba. As Kiba's body was riddled with Naruto's punches, small shining sparks began to fly off of the Inyazuka. Finally Naruto flipped into the air and gave Kiba's head a heel strike. They both flew downwards, and Kiba's face was crushed into the pavement. Face breaker, bitch. Naruto said. Winner. Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto did a hand sign, and Shunshin went up to Kurenai. The woman smiled at him and gave him back Oathkeeper and Oblivion. He turned to Hinata. Sorry about that, Hinata-Heim. Hinata smiled, it's okay, and Naruto-kun. Here while you go. She handed him an ointment from cuts and bruises. Naruto knew that he healed fast, but he took it to make her happy. Thank you, Hinata-Heim, it was very thoughtful of you to do that. Shino said, that was an excellent battle, Naruto. Maybe now Kiba will think with his head and not with his hormones. Team 10 was shocked at Naruto's newfound strength. Was Naruto. No way, he won against Kiba and did it with hardly a scratch on him. Ino thought. Shikamaru thought, wow, I thought he was troublesome before. Joji thought, note to self. Never ever piss off Naruto or you will end up like Kiba. Naruto said, say, Hinata-Heim, when we have some time, we should hang out sometime. As friends. Ayubi said, you realize that if you are going to do that, you have to tell Haku about it too. Naruto said, yeah, after this fight, I think I better tell her now. Hayate said, now the 7th match. Niji Hyuga and Hinata Hyuga, will the two contestants please come forward? New techniques. Naruto glanced at Niji, who was glaring at Hinata. I know that glare. That is a glare of loathing of hate. Kurenai thought, Hinata. Sarutobi thought, what an interesting matchup. Hinata walked downstairs and faced Niji. Niji said, I never thought I would be facing you, Hinata-sama. Hinata said, Niji Nai-san. Naruto thought, so they are siblings, possibly cousins maybe. Lee said, this is going to be a bloody match. Naruto asked, why is that Lee? Lee said, since Hinata is from the main house and Niji is from the branch house. There is most likely someone is going to get hurt. The main and branch have been in conflict for years and they still don't get it all. Naruto thought with worry, Hinata be careful. Hayate said, now begin the match. Niji said, before we begin, I would like to say something, Hinata-sama. You don't make good shinobi, forfeit now. Hinata's eyes widened in shock as Niji continued. You are too kind, you wish for harmony and avoid conflict, you tend to agree with others, never resisting. Hinata's head shifted down to the side and Niji said, you have no confidence in yourself, I always felt your sense of inferiority. That is why I thought it would be best that you stay as a genin, but the Chunin exam can only be taken as a team of 3. You couldn't turn down your teammate's request and unwillingly enter, this is reality. Am I wrong? Hinata stuttered, and no, I just wanted to change myself and do it myself. Kurenai angrily cursed Hinata's idiot father, Hiashi Hyuga. When she first met the man to notify him about her being on her team, Hiashi was quick to tell her that she was a loser compared to her younger sister Hanabi. Instead of encouraging her, he decides to ridicule her. In a result, Hinata became shy and soft-spoken. Niji said, as I thought. Hinata, you are a spoiled child of the main house people who cannot change themselves. Losers are losers, their personality and strength will never be able to change. Because people can't change, differences are born, the terms elites and losers are created. Looks, brains, ability, size, personality, all people judge and are judged by these values. Based on these unchangeable factors, people discriminate and are discriminated against and they suffer within their own means. Just like the fact that you are from the main house and I am from the branch. Naruto gripped the railing and a soft creaking sound was heard by Kakashi, Lee, and Guy. Niji continued his fate rant. I have seen through many things with this Byakugan, so I know that you are merely acting strong and deep inside you want to run from here. Hinata protested, that is not true. Really I. Sakura said, Byakugan. Naruto voiced the explanation, it is one of the most powerful in Konoha besides the Sharingan. It is rumored that the Sharingan descended from the Byakugan, but in the ability of sight, the Sharingan is no match for the Byakugan in that department. Niji activated his Byakugan to intimidate his cousin. Hinata flinched, and her eyes flickered to the upper left, then lower right, and she touched her finger to her lips. Niji said, "You can't fool me, just with me pressuring you your eyes floated to the upper left, signaling that you are remembering a painful event from your past, and then it traveled to the upper right, a sign that signaled mental or physical pain, meaning that you are imagining things that will happen during this match." Naruto's eyes flickered between blue and red, the railing was getting squeezed hard, notifying Naruto's anger to Kurenai and Shino, also to Team Guy and Kakashi. Niji said, "The actions of raising your arms to shield yourself, as if you were trying to prevent me from telling me what you are feeling because everything I just predicted was right. Also touching your lip is your defense mechanism to alleviate nervousness and worrying. So basically, in reality, you have realized that you cannot change your destiny." Naruto couldn't take it anymore and raised his killing intent as he shouted, "Would you just shut the fuck up already?" Everyone turned to Naruto as he declared, "Who the hell do you think you are? Kami? Nobody on this god-forsaken earth has the power to decide who is elite and who is the loser. People can change their destiny, including Hinata. In my opinion, all of that fate bullshit that you are spewing out is a fucking lie. Hinata, kick this son of a bitch's ass. I can't stand to see you get hurt just by believing in his words." Lee stalked back to him. Hinata thought, "Naruto-kun, thank you." Her eyes showed determination, and Niji turned to see it. He gave her confidence. And no matter what, it will soon be crushed. Niji said, "You won't forget. Then I won't be responsible for what happens here." Hinata activated her Byakugan and said, "Niji Nai-san, let's go." Lee said, "So she uses the same Taijutsu style." Hinata and Niji charged at each other, and the spectators watched as the Hyugas battled it out, each strike being countered until Hinata saw an opening and attacked Niji's torso. Niji staggered back. "Ugh." Naruto smiled, "She got him." Sasuke said, "What are you talking about, dope?" "It was a scratch." Naruto said, "You never bother to learn anything about others, but for your information, the Hyuga Taijutsu style, the Juken, is stronger than Lee's own Taijutsu. Lee's Taijutsu is associated with physical damage, but the Juken is associated with internal damage. Everyone has a chakra network system, which is coiled around the organs closely. Attack the system, and you end up with internal damage, as well. Making the Hyuga very dangerous. It is hard to know where each point is unless you are a medic or study the anatomy of the human body like Haku-chan. With that knowledge, you can halt or speed up the flow of chakra in one's body. Meeting a Hyuga is very dangerous in combat." Kakashi said, "How do you know this, Naruto?" Naruto said, "A certain old fox told me about the history of the clans." Kakashi thought, Kyuubi. Lee said, "Naruto-san is correct, it may not look like much, but you will begin to feel the effects over time. Prolonged combat is not an option with Hyugas." Sasuke thought, "So Niji is stronger than Lee, he will make a good opponent to test my strength against." From the looks of the battle, Hinata was pushing Niji to his limits, and Shino thought, "Hinata's in control." Kurenai thought, "Hinata." Naruto smiled as he whispered, "Show them what you can do, Hinata-chan." Sakura said, "But how can they see the system?" Lee said, "Naruto explained it earlier. The Byakugan surpasses the Sharingan in terms of sight. They are able to pierce through the body and see the coils to attack them." Suddenly Hinata rushed forward to attack Niji, and a hit landed. Then there was silence for the moment, and then Hinata coughed up blood. Niji said, "So this is the extent of the main house." Naruto frowned, her hits landed perfectly, but why isn't he attacking the organs? "If I was him, I would do that unless." "Oh no." Jinchuriki muttered, "Son of a bitch." Sakura said, "What?" Naruto said, "If you were mad at Ino, Sakura, and you were a Hyuga, what area would you attack?" Sakura said, "The main organs." Naruto said, "Correct, and so far Niji theme from his fate rant has not attacked the main organs at all." Hinata knocked his hand from her chest and struck at Niji's head, only for Niji to counter and press a point on her arm. Naruto voiced, "Niji has been attacking her arms. If he closes them, Hinata can't send the chakra to disrupt his coils." Sasuke said, "Meaning that she is dead." Naruto said, "I never said that, just because of a minor mishap, she shouldn't give up. Hinata will find a way to kick his ass." Niji knocked Hinata back and said, "Hinata-sama, this is the difference in talent that can never change, the difference between an elite and a loser. This is the reality that cannot be changed. Earlier, you said that you didn't want to run away, but you must be overcome with desperation. Forfeit." Hinata said, "I don't go back on my word. Because that is my ninja way." Naruto chuckled a bit and Kurenai said, "Why are you laughing about it?" Naruto, Hinata is getting hurt and all you do is laugh. Naruto said, "Sorry, Kurenai-sensei, but did you listen to the words that she just said earlier?" Kurenai said, "Yes, but what does that have to do with anything?" Lee said, "Because Hinata's words were exactly the same as Naruto's when we were faced with the 10th question in the first part of the exam. In essence, Hinata is a lot like Naruto." Naruto said, "Which is why I was laughing." Hinata is an incredible person, always watching me from a distance. Suddenly Hinata coughed up blood and Kurenai thought she is at her limit any more damage and she'll. Kakashi voiced, this match is over. Naruto glared at Kakashi briefly and shouted, you can do it, Hinata. Hinata charged and fought Neji as she thought, Naruto-kun, I have always watched you for years, why is that? I don't know why, but every time I see you I feel courage that if I try my best, even if I can do it, I am worth something. That is how I feel. Neji blocked a strike using his wrist and thrusted his palm into Hinata's chin, making her skid back. Kurenai thought, Hinata.you used to be a quitter, but now you have begun to change yourself. You did it, I can see it in your eyes, and I have never seen those eyes in you before. Hinata charged again, Naruto-kun. In the past, I was always the one looking at you, but now you are the one looking at me. Neji aimed his strike at Hinata's heart and Hinata slipped forward to the ground. Neji said, you don't understand anything from the beginning, your attacks have been nothing. HMPH, listening to an idiot. Hinata said without stuttering, do not insult him. Neji said, he is the reason that you are lying on the floor. Pate said, this match is over. Naruto said, Proctor, if you stop this match right now, I swear to every name of kami known to man, you will get friendly with Oblivion, an Oathkeeper. Sasuke said, the weakling can't get up. Naruto turned to him and Sasuke was frozen, sweating inwardly at the killing intent of Naruto. He tried to tear his gaze from Naruto's cold ice blue eyes. Then a chilling voice rang from Naruto's mouth, foolish Uchiha, you are weak compared to me. You are such a sniveling little bitch, do you want me to kill you? No. Then let's get one thing clear. If you ever insult my friends again, I will kill you in this exam regardless of how everyone feels about you. Hinata stood up much to everyone's surprise and Neji said, why do you stand? If you keep pushing yourself, you will die. Hinata said, I don't care if you can ridicule me all you want, but insulting Naruto-kun was the last thing you should do. Plus he is finally watching me and I can't let myself look bad. Neji said, it is useless, you can barely stand, I can tell that much. From the time of your birth, the responsibility of the Hyuga main house has been forced on you. You always hated yourself for your own weakness, but people can't change their destiny, there is no need to suffer anymore, let it go. Hinata said, let me explain something to you, you are right, I have always hated myself for my own weakness, but that is why I have always admired Naruto-kun. He has done things that everyone would think he would crack since he defeated my teammate, Kiba. Nobody in this room other than me believed that he could beat him, yet he did. He has been able to do things that nobody has ever dared to do before. Furthermore, if people can't change their destiny, why are you so full of hate? Is it because you, the genius of the Hyuga clan, can never become clan head, that your talent can't be acknowledged because you are in the branch house? I am not the one that is blind, the one that is lost and blind, suffering with the main house's destiny is you, Neji Nai-san. Neji's eyes burned with hatred as he charged at Hinata, only to stop since the Jonin surrounded him. What is this? Special protection for the main house. Then Naruto's voice reached his ears, no. It is special protection for you from me taking your head. Since it seems that you can't take your own medicine of ridiculing, can't you? Neji noticed that Naruto has Oathkeeper and Oblivion aimed at both sides of his necks. Naruto smirked, no matter, it just means that I need more training in my speed. Because next time, nobody will save you from me taking your head off your shoulders. Kakashi said, Naruto. The genin silenced Kakashi with a glare and turned back to Neji, you are such a little bitch just like the Uchiha. Oh, let's leave everything to fate and destiny and all of that good shit. Neji said, what did you say? Naruto said, you are a sussy. Hiding under that fate garbage. Fate doesn't decide anything until one is dead. You say that people can't change themselves. Let me tell you a story, on our C-rank mission, we expected no action, just a simple escort mission. Suddenly we find out that was hired to kill our client. Guess what I did? Nothing, I froze up. After that I made an oath to never run away and never go back on my word on a blood oath, considering I got a scratch from a poisoned weapon. Next, we encountered a more powerful opponent named Zabuza Mamachi, the demon of the mist. Cold-blooded killer and responsible for ending the bloody graduation exams in Kiri. Apparently at the end of the year, you were forced to battle and kill your own comrades, friends that you sat with and ate with. After Sensei got captured, he ordered us to run, we didn't. I couldn't do that because of my oath and I was bound to make sure it was not broken. Together, well, just me and the Uchiha were able to free him, Miss Banshee was just in the back. Next, we met a hunter ninja who supposedly took out Zabuza, only to find out that she was an accomplice. We trained and eventually met up with them again. Neji said, what is the point of this? Naruto said, shut the fuck up and don't interrupt or I will shove this sword so far up your ass, you will be shitting that 10-pole fate stick you have so far up in your ass in splinters. Now we met Zabuza and his accomplice, eventually we defeated the hunter ninja and Zabuza was fighting against Kakashi. You know, the hunter ninja changed me. She wanted me to kill her. To tell you the truth, I hated my team except Sakura when I was naive back then, but she told me this to fulfill your dreams. You must have someone that is precious to you in order to be strong. I found those people and looked at me. I defeated Kiba. Tell me, did fate play a part in my victory, Niji? Hinata started to cough up blood and collapsed to the floor, making Kurenai move to her side. Kurenai thought she is going into cardiac arrest and he intended to kill her. Kurenai yelled, "Where are those medics?" Hinata whispered, "Naruto-kun." Naruto broke away from Jonin and knelt down to her. "Yes, Hinata-chan." Hinata said, "Was I able to change a little bit?" Naruto smiled and grasped her hand. "Hinata-chan, you change a lot. You are different from the Hinata I used to know." Hinata smiled as the medics came up. Naruto took off his headband and took her from her neck and then tied it around his head while leaving his own on her chest. The blood spattered on the headband dripped down on Naruto's face, but the Jinchuriki made no move to wipe it from his face. He watched as Hinata was taken away from them and Niji said, "HMPH in the end, a loser is still a loser. She has not changed one bit." Suddenly the swords were at his neck again and this time, Naruto was able to nick Niji and blood was pouring from Niji's neck at a slow rate but not enough to put his life in danger. Naruto looked up at him and Niji was afraid as he saw that Naruto's cold blue eyes were slanted and Kakashi said, "Naruto, calm down, this is not the time to settle your vengeance. If you wait to fight him in the exams, then you can do it. We don't want you as a missing nin since the match is over." Naruto said, "What do I care about? Everyone hates me in this damn village, why should I care?" Kakashi said, "Have you forgotten Haku and Hinata?" Naruto flinched and said, "Fine, you win. But if I get him, nobody, and I mean nobody, will stop me from killing this bitch ass of a Hyuga. Is that clear, guy? Because if it is not, I will kill you too." Ai's face was grim, but inwardly he was amazed at the sheer killing intent that he had. "I understand, Naruto." Naruto looked at Niji as he gave him a wicked smile that made Kyuubi proud in his mind. "You best start praying to those fate and destiny bitches of yours because they will not save you from me. Oblivion will have your blood." Naruto flicked the blood off of Oblivion and sheathed it along with Oathkeeper. Kuro thought his killing intent was stronger than Gaara's own. That Niji kid is so screwed. But we know that there are 3 monsters here, but I think that Gaara has a bigger temper. The demon within Gaara is getting fidgety with Gaara looking at blood. Both of them seem to be hiding their skills and we need to deal with them when the main test comes around. I should gather some intel. I will ask Naruto. Naruto noticed someone behind him and said, "What do you want, Catman?" Kuro said, "What? I can't come here to say hello." Naruto said, "Funny, you weren't very friendly when you were picking on those kids. Now I will ask again, or do you want me to force you to answer it?" Kuro said, "It's about that Hyuga kid." Naruto said, "I don't know anything about the bitch except this, you kill him. I kill you, got it?" Kuro thought, this kid is just like Gaara. Soon the scoreboard revealed the next match, Sabaku no Gaara vs Rock Lee. Gaara was already down and said, "Get down here." Lee said, "Yosh. It's my turn." I said, "Alright, Lee, go do it." Lee leapt down to the arena and Naruto said, "Well, come on, makeup boy, let's watch the match. It shall be interesting." Naruto stood close to Shino and Kurenai, who were near the far end where Team 10 was located. His so-called teammates and Team Guy were at the other end. Lee commented, "Facing you this early made me happy today." Gaara said, "PFT." Kuro commented, "I don't know what Bullhead can do, but he can't touch Gaara." Naruto said in monotone, "Rule number 3, never underestimate your opponent." Suddenly something flew toward Lee and he caught it in his hand. No need to get impatient. Height smirked as he said, "Now the 8th match will commence." Damari thought, his speed is good, but that is not enough to defeat Gaara at all. Lee moved forward as he shouted, "Konoha Senpyu." Gaara's gourd spewed out sand and blocked his kick. Sasuke thought, so the gourd is full of sand that he can control, but it looks like the sand is sentient. The sand captured Lee and flung him backwards. Naruto thought, strange. Kyuubi said, that is because he is the Jinchuriki of Ichibi no Shukaku. Naruto said, Kyuubi. Kyuubi said, no, the Easter Bunny. Naruto growled, Kyuubi didn't start, I am not in the mood for jokes. Kyuubi said, I know I could feel your anger, your hatred toward that Niji kid. Personally, if I didn't have feelings, I wouldn't care. But that was cruel of him to ridicule the girl first and then beat her into a bloody pulp on the brink of death. Naruto said, Kyuubi, stop it now, we can rant later. In the meantime, tell me about Ichibi. Kyuubi said, Shukaku is a crazy bastard. He may act like an idiot, but he is intelligent. It has that sand defense, which seems to pass on to Gaara. Also, he is the most bloodthirsty out of the Biju. Naruto said, judging by that, Gaara is most likely psychotic and will kill Lee if he is not careful. Kyuubi said, you are catching on pretty quick. Naruto said, thanks, now after this crap is over, we are going to have a talk. Kyuubi said, about what? Naruto said, the 101 ways to maim, torture, kill or humiliate a Hyuga. Kyuubi said, it seems that my sadistic nature rubbed up on you. Naruto said, no, really. Kyuubi said, and my sarcastic side too. Lee moved around at each angle to punch and kick at Gaara, but the damn sand kept getting in the way. Damn, and he is not moving an inch either. Kankuro said, physical attacks won't work on Gaara because of the sand that responds to Gaara's will, it acts as a shield and protects him. That is why there has not been a single person that got a scratch on Gaara. Naruto replied, and? Am I supposed to be scared? There is a first thing for everything. Lee will put a scratch on Gaara, I guarantee it. Kankuro said, wanna bet? Naruto said, 300 Ryu. Kankuro said, deal. Ino asked, why is Lee only using Taijutsu? It is obviously not working at all, so should he use ninjutsu? Naruto said, that is the problem, Ino, he can't use ninjutsu or. Ino said, what? Naruto said, lower your voice, I already have one loudmouth on the team. I don't want to hear another. Lee can't use ninjutsu at all, if he did, he would have used them by now, plus he imitates Guy, who has a birth condition. He can't use ninjutsu or at all either. Suddenly Lee was forced backwards up on the top of the hand statue. Guy said, Lee, take them off. Lee said, but Guy-sensei, you said only to take them off when I must protect my friends. I said, it is okay, I will allow it this time. Lee grinned back and took off his orange leg warmers to reveal his weights. Now I can move easier. Kankuro said, this is so stupid. Naruto smirked, now the real fun begins. Ino said, what do you mean, taking off weights doesn't mean that Lee has a chance again. Boom. Lee dropped the weights to make huge craters and plumes of smoke in the air. Naruto looked at Ino, who was speechless at the moment. You were saying, Ino? The Yamanaka chose that time to close her mouth. I shouted, go, Lee. Lee smirked and sped off. Suddenly Lee appeared behind Gaara and his sand reacted to block his punch, which was very close. Then Lee moved again. This time his attacks were getting through. Over here. Lee said. Gaara looked at Lee, who fainted and jumped in the air in a tight roll. Then the Taijutsu specialist swung his legs down to hit Gaara's head. Gaara looked up and a huge scratch appeared on his cheek. Naruto said, looks like I won the bet, Kankuro. Kankuro sighed and gave him the 300, making Naruto a bit happy. Lee declared, now we are getting started. The Taijutsu expert proceeded to beat Gaara into submission. As Choji said, his moves are so fast, I can barely keep up with him. Kankuro said, this is bad. Naruto thought, he is right, I can sense the demonic energy within him rising from him. Lee looked at the insane look on Gaara's face and got scared a bit while Kankuro whispered, Suna no Yoroi. Naruto said, I see, so the stuff that is falling off of his face is sand too. Kankuro said, it is a thin layer that he can use in case someone gets in his defense. Naruto said, but to compress in a thin layer and keep it on requires a lot of chakra to do. In other words, Gaara knows that he is in a bad spot against Lee. Lee said, I have no choice, I must use the lotus. He unwrapped his bandages a bit and ran around Gaara in circles, as he thought, but with that sand, it will be a lot harder to kick him up. Gaara said, hurry up and come. Lee replied, as you wish. Sasuke saw as Lee used the same kick for the beginning of his move. That was the move he was using on me. Lee shouted, it is not over yet. The boy repeatedly kicked Gaara up in the air and from the pain his eyes closed briefly. Guy started to pray and then Lee shouted, take this. Amit Renge. Gaara was slammed into the earth while Lee moved away at the last second, but then Lee gasped as he saw that Gaara was actually a shell of sand. Gaara appeared behind Lee, laughing. Hehehe. Gaara ordered the sand to smash at Lee, and Lee was flung backwards into the wall. Then another wave came in, making Lee raise his arms in defense. Naruto watched as Lee was getting plummeted by the sand and Kankuro said, that kid is in trouble. Naruto noticed that Lee was smiling and said, no, it seems Lee has another ace in the hole. Gaara shouted, die. But Lee dodged the attack and Kakashi said, Guy, you didn't teach him. I said, I did. Kakashi said, the Hachiman no Tonku. Sasuke said, Hachiman no Tonku. Kakashi said, the Ura-Renge is not a technique that should be taught especially to a genin. I have no interest in asking how much Lee means to you, but there are limits. I have lost respect for you, Guy. I looked at him like you are the one to talk to, especially since you have been teaching Uchiha here in private while Naruto trains by himself or with a lady he is always with and Sakura here is nowhere to be seen on the training ground. At least I teach all of my kids, Kakashi. Unlike 2/3 of your students, Lee has a precious thing that he would give up his life to prove. I just made him the man to accomplish that dream. Kakashi said, how many? I said, 5 gates. Sasuke said, what the hell is Hachiman no Tonku? I explained, it is a limit removal of some sort. There are 8 spots where the flow of chakra goes through. In order: the initial gate, heal gate, life gate, harm, limit gate, view gate, wonder gate, death gate. The gates are working continuously to limit the flow of chakra when the lotus forcibly opens them and releases a lot of power, but at the same time it destroys the body. If you open all of them, you could attain the strength of a cage, but in the end. You will die. Lee thought, Niji Sasuke Naruto. I can't be the only one who loses here. Guy Sensei acknowledges me. This is the time to protect and maintain my own ninja way. Lee shouted, Saman. Kai. Lee was surrounded by dark green chakra and his hair stood up while his skin turned red with veins popping out. Shoman. Kai. Lee crouched down and shot forward. He kicked the Jinchuriki up in the air and Gaara was flung upwards. Some of the stones were flung at the spectators and Naruto had to move his head an inch to avoid a few. Naruto thought, Lee, you are truly amazing. Everyone looked up to see that Lee was hitting Gaara like a pinball. His armor was being ripped into pieces as Gaara thought, what? The armor, it is crumbling. Lee shouted, this is the end. Toman. Kai. Gaara thought, I can't protect myself, is this human speed? As Lee charged at Gaara, he looked briefly at Niji. This technique was supposed to be used to defeat you, but I will show it now. He slammed into Gaara and the boy fell to the ground only to be suspended in the air because Lee's bandage was around his waist. Lee pulled him back up and sent a leg and fist into Gaara as he shouted, and now for the finishing touch, your revenge. As Gaara fell, his gourd turned into sand so it could cushion the fall and Lee fell to the ground, rolling away from Gaara a few feet. Suddenly Gaara stretched out his hand and Naruto thought, the hell you are doing that? Kyuubi. Kyuubi said, on it. Naruto flipped through hand signs, restoration jutsu. Chakra suppression. He slammed his palm into Gaara's head and the sand immediately halted. Naruto said, the match is over, he is unconscious, you won. Gaara said, why did you save? Naruto answered, because he is my friend. Gaara got up and rematerialized his gourd as he took control of himself, that is enough. Pate said, winner. Sabaku no Gaara. Everyone gasped to see that Lee stood on his feet and Naruto looked at Lee. He smiled, Lee, you are amazing, you don't have to prove anything anymore. From what I see, you are strong in my book, ready to fight even when you are unconscious. Naruto poked Lee and the Taijutsu specialist's eyes closed. Hate said, bring a medical team here. Niji whispered, Lee, you never realized it in the end, fate will not allow a pawn that can only seek victory at the cost of himself. Naruto clenched his fist until it bled. Oh, yeah, after that Niji will be getting humiliated first and then killed. Gaara moved upstairs back to his team while Naruto moved up back to his spot. Aki, the sensei of the Sabaku trio, thought that kid was able to suppress Gaara's demonic side. This could prove to be a problem if he is moving about. Sasuke said, what did you do to Gaara? Naruto replied back, none of your damn business, Uchiha. Sasuke scowled and grabbed Naruto, who in turn grasped his wrist. You are a nuisance. He broke the Uchiha's wrist and Sasuke screamed in pain as Naruto said, never forget your place, Uchiha. I told you, I am done taking Harunos and your shit, so if you know what is good for you, don't associate with me unless we are on missions. Sakura opened her mouth to speak and Naruto pointed at her quickly. You not another word from that damn banshee mouth of yours or I will rip out your tonsils, silencing you forever. And don't even think about reprimanding me. I warned the Uchiha never to touch me or else I will retaliate. He stalked off to his original place, but then he stopped and said, oh, and Hyuga team, I thought I told you already that fate has no pawns, only fools who believe in it. It looks like I am going to have to kick your ass twice as hard for ridiculing Lee as well. Naruto continued and stood by Kurenai and Shino. As the matches goes, Shikamaru went up against Kin and was able to maneuver her to the wall to make her get a concussion while Choji lost to Dosu horribly. Then Sarutobi said, congratulations, finalists, we will now explain the final test. Which will be held in 1 month from now. Sasuke glared at Naruto, who was paying him no mind at all. You will pay for my humiliation, Naruto. Itsumi thought, that blue-eyed kid is kinda cute and highly protective of his friends. Sarutobi said, the reason why the test will be held 1 month from now is that it provides time for you to learn new techniques since you have shown your trump cards. Now we need you to pull a number out of this box to see who your opponent is. Enko came around with a box and each one of them. Sarutobi said, what is your number? Dosu said, it's 8. Naruto said, I got 1. Temari said, 7. Itsumi said, 5. Shikamaru said, 9. Gaara said, 3. Sasuke smirked, 4. Shino said, 6. Niji said, 2. Everyone looked nervously at Naruto, who currently had an evil smile on his face and was laughing a bit to himself. Anko said, oh, that Hyuga is so fucking screwed. Damn you, Orochimaru, if you had not shown up, I would have got to see more blood, but I guess I can wait for a month. Sarutobi said, you are dismissed, make sure you memorize your opponent. Naruto moved up to Asuma and asked, hey, Asuma-sensei, may I ask if you can train me in Futon and Hein? Asuma smirked, sure, Naruto, we will start tomorrow at 2 p.m. Naruto said, got it. Naruto looked at Neji, and Neji met his gaze. Naruto smirked as he used his finger to picture Neji being beheaded. Neji Hyuga, you will pay. With your blood. Naruto thought. Kiba gets screwed. Kiba lay in bed, all bandaged up, and then Tsume along with Hana came inside the room. Kiba mumbled, hi, Kasan, Hana-nisan. Hana locked the door with a click and Tsume said, hey, Kiba-chan, how do you feel? Kiba replied, like shit. Tsume replied, right, of course you do, Uzumaki kicked your ass pretty good. Kiba said, I could have beaten him. Hana said, no, you don't wanna know why. Kiba said, why? Tsume answered, because you insulted a friend. Let alone a woman who you believe is worth nothing only for fathering children. Kiba sweated inwardly, I never said that. Tsume said sweetly, oh, really? So your sensei Kurenai was wrong, as well as Kakashi Haddock, Asuma Sarutobi, and Guy including Hinata I might add since she was the victim. But I am not going to beat you to a pulp. Kiba inwardly sighed, but Tsume's new words scared him, but we are going to neuter you without anesthetic, using a rusty chainsaw at a slow speed. Hana was in the corner with a giant chainsaw and got it working. Kiba shouted, help somebody. Tsume said, oh, I forgot we put silencing seals on the door, so you can scream all you want. Good thing you are strapped down. Hana. Thus Kiba lost the ability to have children, and to make matters worse, he found out that someone had to produce an heir for them. Tsume and Hana requested one person to piss Kiba off. Naruto Uzumaki. Now Kiba was forced to call Naruto. Tayuya-san. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. And make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, link is in the description, see you next time, till then sayonara.